All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming off a weekend where WWE and AEW indirectly went head to head and put on two of their special shows of the year: Premium Live Event versus Pay Per View, WWE versus AEW. And with that, a new era of women's wrestling is underway. It's all here on the Wrestling is Bullshit Report. Welcome in. Glad you guys are here. Let's get into it, man. A lot of interesting stuff. This is going to be an interesting episode. So let's go. We had Liv Morgan a little over 2 days after winning the Women's World Championship with help from Dominic Mysterio defend that Women's World Championship on Monday Night Raw as she got help once again from Dirty Dominic Mysterio, retaining against Becky Lynch, former champion, in a steel cage match to main event Raw. Very cool, very interesting, man. Love me a good steel cage match on Monday night. That's right. It's really cool. Liv Morgan, one of the two women ushering in this new era for women's wrestling. Outside of that, we also had WWE crown their King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia during their King and Queen of the Ring premium live event. We had Gunther win the King of the Ring tournament. He will be going after the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. And Nia Jax is on a collision course against Bayley at SummerSlam for that WWE Women's Championship. Very interesting story that can be told there with Nia Jax going up against Bayley. You got the giant versus the veteran underdog there. Can't help but feel like it's Nia's time, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Bayley pull out a victory, a very dominant victory, and continue her WWE Women's Championship reign in a couple months' time. Very cool. We'll see who the World Heavyweight Champion is for Gunther at SummerSlam as well. We also had AEW Double or Nothing the day after WWE's most recent premium live event, a super WWE versus AEW weekend, which was very fun for a fan. It doesn't matter which promotion you prefer. If you watch both shows like I did, you had a great weekend straight up. We had Will Ospreay winning the AEW International Championship, his first title in AEW. And then we also had Mercedes Moné wrestling for the first time in AEW for the first time in over a year as she took on Willow Nightingale, the woman who took her out. And Mercedes Moné was able to defeat Willow Nightingale and become the TBS champion. With that being said, man, we got Liv Morgan on Raw and Mercedes Moné on AEW Dynamite. Both of those women are going to be key players on their respective shows, on their respective companies, in their respective companies. So it's really cool to see Liv Morgan get another shot. A lot of us weren't sure if she was ever going to see a women's championship again in WWE, so here she is. And then Mercedes Moné. It took some time. A lot of us were wondering why. It took 2 months for her to get in the ring for the first time in AEW, but nonetheless, man, she goes ahead and captures the TBS championship in her first in-ring performance and then defends on AEW Dynamite against Sky Blue. I think both those women are going to do great work for both of their brands, and they are the face of women's wrestling right now, essentially. We also had Trent Beretta on AEW Dynamite join the Don Callis family. Very interesting. I could have seen that from a mile away. Trent Beretta joining the Don Callis family. Really, I guess, cool faction that is the Don Callis family. It's not A1. It's not the best that AEW has to offer, but they definitely make do. Definitely think Don Callis is a great on-screen character, a great on-screen heel for AEW. So there you go, Trent Beretta. You got yourself a new faction and a new family. Last but not least, on the results, guys, going pretty quick here. NXT seemingly opens up the forbidden door as words as TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace shows up on NXT, which is very interesting. It's not the first time that we've seen Jordan Grace on a WWE program with that TNA Knockouts World Championship, but this time she's going to be taking on Roxanne Perez at NXT Battleground for that NXT Women's Championship. We'll get to that in the watch list for sure. But yeah, NXT opening up the forbidden door. We also had All Ego Ethan Page making his NXT debut, which is a little bit less of a forbidden door thing and a little bit more of Just a cool Ethan Page. Next chapter in his career. Yeah, that's it for the results, guys. Let's get into the news. Looks like we're going to be going pretty quick on this episode. It's just how I'm feeling. That's just how I feel. um, we got two pieces of news this week, and I know there's a lot going on with the news, but I'm really picky with how I choose to cover the news on the Wrestling is Bullshit report, right? I'm not going to be talking about Tony Khan being dissatisfied with the Warner Bros. Deal that he was offered. That we're kind of going to cover that. We're going to wait and see if AEW does sign with Warner Bros. And that remains to be the home of AEW programming. We're going to wait a little bit to talk about that stuff. I really don't like to nitpick and get into the little stuff too much. To me, while we all cover so many promotions in wrestling more than most, you got to be selective with the type of news that you report. So here we go. We got AEW Fight Forever becoming free for PlayStation Plus members. I know that ultimately the words mediocre, the words lackluster have been used to describe the AEW Fight Forever video game. However, it's free for PlayStation Plus members now. I'll be able to go ahead and download that and play that. No matter how good the game is. I did try my hand at it for a couple hours, and honestly, I wasn't very impressed. I think it's cool that AEW tried to do something different with the wrestling video games. They try to do something different opposed to the WWE 2K series. Yeah, we'll see if I end up playing it that much at all. I don't really plan to, but nonetheless, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can now get the AEW video game for free. So good for you. We also had Adam Copeland injured after a dive off the steel cage at AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. I think it was a fractured tibia, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, TNT champion, now former TNT champion, Adam Copeland will be out for about 6 to 9 months and had to vacate his championship. So we will now, at AEW's next pay-per-view, be crowning a new TNT champion in a ladder match. Really hate to see Adam Copeland's TNT Championship reign go out like that. It had a nice long build getting him to the championship, and then it also was just an entertaining championship reign to watch. One of the better TNT Championship reigns in AEW history, in my opinion. Very fun stuff. We wish Adam Copeland nothing but a speedy recovery, and will acknowledge the fact that it's unfortunate that he injured himself and will have to vacate that championship. Who do you guys think will win the TNT Championship at the Forbidden Door? We will find out. I think Jack Perry has a great chance of winning that. And it's really hard to tell because we don't know all of the contestants that will be in that ladder match at AEW's next pay-per-view. But nonetheless, we remain excited. I think that TNT Championship definitely has Jack Perry's name all over it. But if they were to swerve us and give us another TNT champion, a worthy TNT champion and a deserving TNT champion, then that would be cool to see. But nonetheless, we'll have to wait. Man, we're flying through this, man. 8 minutes in, and we're already on the watch list. So let's get into it, man. We're flying around. We're going quick here. Hopefully you guys like the speed. It just feels natural for me right now. Not really going on too many tangents or too many rants on this Wrestling is Bullshit report, but we're keeping it going nonetheless. To start off the watch list, we have this upcoming Saturday's AEW Collision, where Will Ospreay, newly crowned international champion, will have his first title defense against Kyle O'Reilly. Oh my gosh. You guys know that's going to cook, man. If you had any inkling of interest in AEW Collision, this week would definitely be the week to check it out, as Will Ospreay versus Kyle O'Reilly for the AEW International Championship is going to cook. Bell-to-bell action, going to be world-class wrestling right there for you guys, the fans. For us, the fans. And then this upcoming Sunday, we have GCW Cage of Survivor. GCW Cage of Survival. Please excuse me. We have two matches of importance here. We have Effie taking on Mance Warner in the Cage of Survival. And then we have Joey Janela is the only competitor as of right now at the time of this recording to announce to compete in this gauntlet match for the vacant GCW World Championship. So this Sunday, a new GCW World Champion will be crowned. What a time to check out Game Changer Wrestling GCW. You can watch all GCW events with a monthly subscription, which is less than $10 a month, to Triller TV, formerly known as Fight. So if you Google Fight TV, or Triller TV, you'll be able to sign up for their monthly subscription and get all GCW shows live from your TV or your computer or your phone, however you watch. We got 2 more shows on the watch list, guys. We got NXT. We're going into next week because I don't know. I don't have an explanation. Next week, we have NXT. We have Tony D'Angelo defending the NXT Heritage Cup against Damon Kemp. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is Tony D'Angelo's first NXT Heritage Cup defense. And if you watched last episode, you know that I think this is a sink or swim situation for Tony D'Angelo. They gave him the NXT Heritage Cup. He won the NXT Heritage Cup. And basically, a star like Tony D'Angelo has the opportunity here to make a championship, or it's technically a cup, but you get what I mean. A championship in NXT means something, because up until now, the Heritage Cup, in my opinion, has been rather meaningless in the year of 2024. So here we go with Tony D'Angelo. Let's see if he can make this Heritage Cup mean something. I have all the faith that he can. And if he does go on to have a significant reign with the NXT Heritage Cup, I think Tony D'Angelo can guarantee himself a future NXT championship reign. It all depends on this Heritage Cup, what he does with it while he has it. Last but not least, man, next Sunday, we will have NXT Battleground. Here we go. We have a 6-way ladder match to crown the inaugural NXT Women's North American Championship. I got Sol Ruca. I really want Sol Ruca to win this championship. I think she's the perfect inaugural NXT Women's North American Champion. And I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. I think Sol Ruca is a fantastic, athletic, amazing professional wrestler. And here we go. Hopefully, next Sunday, she's able to win her first NXT Women's North American Championship. We also have Shayna Baszler taking on Lola Vice in an underground match. NXT has been doing a lot of these underground matches lately. To me, I think you got to pull that out only once every few months, because these underground matches tend to lose their luster. But we'll see what Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice can do to make this match rather interesting on NXT's upcoming premium live event. I have all the faith in the world in these two women to put on a banger of a match. And I'm very excited for Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. We got 3 more matches to cover. We got Obafemi defending the NXT North American Championship against Joe Coffey and Wesley in a triple threat. Say less. Say less. Do I even need to explain why that match is going to be very entertaining? No, I don't think so. We have Axiom and Nathan Frazier defending the NXT Tag Team titles against the OC. I think it's time for the OC to capture those NXT Tag Team Championships. I really do. And I'm rooting for the OC at NXT Battleground. Last but not least, as of right now, we have Roxanne Perez defending the NXT Women's Championship against TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace. Crazy. That match is going to cook. It's going to be awesome. I do think Roxanne Perez will defend here, but you never know, man. They might just make Jordynne Grace double champion. How cool would that be? Jordynne Grace having the NXT Women's Championship on one shoulder and the TNA Knockouts World Championship on the other shoulder. Sign me up, dude. It's going to be completely awesome, going to be completely epic. I think we got, we just came off a WWE versus AEW weekend, and now within the next 2 weeks or less, we have some interesting wrestling to tie us over. So 4 shows for you, right? Next week, NXT, and then we got NXT Battleground next Sunday. This Sunday, GCW Cage of Survival, and then we also have AEW Collision. That is my watch list. Yeah. 13 minutes, coming on 14 minutes for this Wrestling is Bullshit report. I hope you guys enjoyed. Short but sweet, steady yet epic. We keep it rolling. Thank you for tuning into the Wrestling is Bullshit report, and we will catch you guys after NXT Battleground to go over what happened. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. All right, take care.